JMC Enterprises has already checked in. What's up, guys? Hey there, Eugene. What's up, everybody? I like that one. DCG says, you're running on Cuban time. Wow, we got a nice update here for you today. Let me turn the camera around and show you what's going on, folks. So, here's the bathroom. And we finally got the vanity here in the bathroom. We weren't here the other day. I came in yesterday just for a couple of hours. Only because the granite guys were coming today. They were scheduled to come in here today and measure for their granite and everything. But yeah, I mean, this just goes to show you, this is a really tiny bathroom too, guys. The average guest bathroom size is 5 feet by 8 feet. And this is only, let me see, I think it's 5 feet by 6 feet. So we're 2 feet short, and that's why we have this tiny little vanity here. This is an 18-inch vanity. And look at the space between the vanity and the tub. See, the other thing that stinks about this bathroom, guys, is the toilet should be next to the tub. And usually the sinks and the vanities are often right by the door, so you can have the corner there. You would have a side splash and a backsplash. So even the way they architected this bathroom originally was just really strange. And Mike Lance says, that's a small bathroom. And Koneman says, hey, Jeff, what's going on? Yeah, so look at this. So in addition, there was, I guess the previous tenant had some kind of a wire rack here. We got rid of that, and we put this gigantic 36-inch tall cabinet that runs from just above your head if you're sitting down on the toilet. We basically put it right here on top of the tile. So from the tile all the way up to the ceiling is where this guy runs. So talk about maximizing your storage, especially in this tiny bathroom here. And this is a brick wall right here, so we had to use the tap cons up there. We used the 3 blue tap cons there, and we used 3 at the bottom as well. And we got a couple of shelves. We got soft clothes, of course, there. Eugene says you're going to smell the dump in there for a while. And what was really challenging down here was when I pulled out this pedestal sink last night. And the original, whoever did the plumbing before, this nut for both of these was way back up against the wall, and in fact embedded slightly into the grout where the pipes come through the wall. I'm like, that's insane. So what I had to do, as you can see here, see that couple? I had to put one there and one there to extend the pipes out a few inches, because by the time you put this new vanity in there, you wouldn't even be able to reach the nut here with a wrench. So I had to sweat those in place there. And then you can see something else foolish that somebody had done over time. You see there's a plumbing stack behind the wall, and the drain pipe does it's like a L shaped. It goes like this, and it pops out. And somewhere inside the wall, somebody put that Fernco connector. Well, we'll never be able to get to the other end of that Fernco connector. That's what stinks. So if that thing ever pops a leak, somebody's going to be in big time trouble, because it's all sealed with grout and mortar all the way around it. So the only thing we had access to was this side of it and that hose clamp. So when we go to hook up our P-trap, we're going to plug and pray, folks. Pray that there's no leak from it, because we can't get at the other end of that thing. When they tiled this wall, and look how thick they tiled it away from the wall. That's insane, right? Whoever was doing that at the time should have had the good sense to extend this thing out, but they failed at that. That was their chance at greatness, folks, and they blew it. So just like you saw in the kitchen, which I'll take you to in a second, that's exactly what I did in the kitchen. Remember, I did that video last week on how to unscrew the old stuck rusty pipe out of the plumbing stack, and how to add another one in there. And so, yeah. Here, I'll show you our holes. The holes were dead on, too. Let me see if I can get this thing to pull out. See? So it did a nice job, and it's a good thing, because look, this is where my coupler ends. So had I not even stuck the coupler on there, we wouldn't have even had enough pipe to do anything there. Just really strange the way they had that set up there. What dimensions of that bathroom? So this bathroom, guys, is 5 feet wide and 6 feet long, which is terrible. It's so small. you know. And it's good. It's functional. It'll be okay. We're going to put a new medicine cabinet there, and we're going to put a new light there. We're going to change all of this hardware on the shower there. And Howie Z says, you got lucky with that. Yep. Howie says, it's about as big as my ex-wife. Yeah. And these came in handy too. That's that bulldozer set, the pack out. And let's see. Oh yeah. And then here's what else we did. We were gonna put a GFI outlet right here by the sink, but we decided, it might be too risky trying to carve through this and chisel through the tile. We could damage it. We don't know how good of a job they did installing those tiles. So what we did was we fished wire underground, and it popped out here. And what was once a light switch here is now a light switch with a GFCI outlet on it. See? So let me see if I can see. See, there's our green light right there on it. So that was a clever idea that we came up with. The only thing is you'll have your power cord for your hair dryer or whatever is going to be running across over here. And Eugene says, gonna need an exhaust fan in there for that shower. Yeah, good luck making that happen, man, because all of these walls are concrete block. And you might go up to the ceiling, but I don't know what's up there now. They have a flat roof. So that's not something I would want to undertake in this place. Man, and what's up there? John Spitzley. So they're having a problem here where I brought my my little thermometer here with me because we were measuring the output of those zone air conditioners there, and the drywall mud is not drying in this place. This is a problem they've been plagued with here for about a week and a half, and we didn't realize it until it started to get hot the other day, and we put the ACs on. Let me see how this one's doing. So he's coming out. See, it shouldn't be coming out at 71. It should be blowing colder than that. Now we have it set to 72 and all that, but it should be coming out colder than that so that the room would be 71 degrees here. So that one is, this room is actually the coolest room in the house right now, but it's still warm and it's still a little muggy in there. And Scotty Robe says, looking for my good friend. Okay, Mike Newsom says, hey Jeff, I bought a bathroom light with an outlet installed in an instant outlet. Oh yeah, I've seen them before. My friend Al did that at his house. All right, so this room here, this is the messy room. This is where our friend who's the painter is keeping all of his stuff. And this is where I've got my sexy flexi here. I was using this the other day to rip all of the wood pieces for the cabinets. There's our toe kick plate there. Anyway, so this one, let me see how much he's putting out. See, he's a little better. He's putting out probably where it should be. See, 57 degrees, somewhere in there, depending on where I aim it. So it's about 55, 56. So this room is reasonably comfortable, but the problem is the closer I get to the door into these other rooms, it starts getting muggier. And the closer I get to the kitchen, forget about it. This one here in the living room is not even, let me see what this guy says. It's saying like 71. So he's not blowing out very cold right now. If I just test the surface of the wall is 76 degrees. And let me see what we got here in the kitchen. So here, see there I've got my temperature and humidity gauge. And you see how it says 54% humidity? So normally when you have a good functioning air conditioner in your house, the humidity will be in the 40% range. And the experts say that anything above 50% is when it starts to get uncomfortable. That's where you're just kind of noticing it and going, oh man, but 54 is certainly on its way. So there is a fair amount of humidity in here. And it really made things, it took a while for our mud to dry last week. I came in like the next day and it still wasn't dry. And I'm like, you're kidding me. So it just took forever there waiting for that stuff there. Hello, Christopher Russell. And let's see. We put this up yesterday, this guy right there. That's our 18-inch dishwasher. I finally pulled it out. got it all set up, got it framed in, because the granite guys came today and they took their template. So they come in and they put all their balsa wood stuff up top, they glue it together there, and then they take it back with them. And there's our base cabinet there. And I was just doing some more testing with the laser here by aiming it at the bottom of the counter. And you can see how you got that perfect green line there all the way along the bottom edge of the cabinets there. See that? That bottom line? So that's my sanity check that when it was all said and done that we mounted these cabinets perfectly level. Because remember, this is a self-leveling laser. So if the cabinets are aligned on the bottom to that green laser, that horizontal laser, then we know we did a good job. And then if you come over on this side, this is the left side of the door. So now I know my door's adjusted properly too, because the green laser just hits the edge of this door the whole way up and the whole way down. So when we mount the door, people think, oh, you just put the doors up, but you don't. See, these have multiple settings here. So this one here goes left to right, and I forget which one of these does like they call it the camber, or I don't know what, but and then another one goes up and down. So that way, when you're done, let me see if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, hold on. When you're done, you should be able to take your 6-foot level and see if I can balance this thing. And you should be able to put it across the bottom of all of your doors. See, not just the cabinets, folks, but you want to make sure the bottoms of all of your doors are perfectly aligned there. And so those are some of the tricks that I do. And we take longer when we do it this way. It takes longer for sure. Some people will just throw them up on the wall, screw them up there, and call it a day. But there's a whole lot of precision tuning in and out that you got to do. There's tweaking right here. You see this? We had to put these shims in here to get it up at the right height. And then this one back here has a shim in the back because we had to make sure we moved this cabinet out this way in order for the front to be perfectly straight up and down, perfectly vertical there. So there's a lot of tuning and stuff we do after the fact. And then the granite guys were here, did this one here too. We're going to have granite here, and of course we're going to have granite on that side and granite in the bathroom. I can't show you the bowl because he had to take the bowl with him for the bathroom there. And McNerdy said, Nerdy Mr. A says, "Are you doing hardware on the cabinets?" I guess she's gonna pick what kind of knob. And I don't remember, we built a jig that helps us plant the knob right in the correct spot. I don't remember if it's on this pattern or if it's on another door that we did it for. But we made this jig, my friend Josh and I. Josh used to do a lot of stuff with me. And we would make this jig that had, you slide it right onto the corner of the door, and the hole was right where it needed to be for you to drill the hole for your knobs. So that worked out pretty good. Otherwise, you got to kind of figure it out. But man, it's so crucial to get it right because they got to be exactly level between the two. Otherwise, you're screwed. You can't be off when you drill the holes for those things, because that'll tell the story. And then if you cheat and try to adjust the door to match the knob heights, well, then now your door heights are going to be off. So that's one of those little pieces of art that kind of requires perfection. There's no room for error there on that. All right, so let's see if any other questions came in. Yeah, because I'm going to be heading to Costco in a while. I'm going to try to see if I can't get a new 5G phone tonight and do some testing on that over the next week or so and see how well it works in our various stores there. And yeah, so there's just a lot of patching that still needs to be done. And this whole wall here, we got a whole lot more patching to do there. But they're glad the kitchen's finally done. So now that all the cabinets are up and everything, look at this. We have the living room back. You guys remember that huge mess we showed you in here the other day? And then here's the pedestal sink. And let me show you what was funny. So that's the crack that the tenant made on it, right? But after I unscrewed it and everything and tried to pry it away from the wall, it wouldn't pry. So then we tried a little bit more harder means of prying it, and the sink actually broke around itself and left a huge chunk of itself still glued to the wall. And I tried chiseling and nothing would take it off the wall. And I had to get it off the wall because it was sticking out like an inch. So I used my torch. I just got my little, do you still have it up there? Yeah. I just used my little torch right here, and I heated it up, the section that was still stuck to the wall, and it was enough to melt what I think was either liquid nails or the PL adhesive. So it was, got it soft enough that I was able to just kind of pry it away from the wall, because otherwise this thing would not have gone against the wall at all. Then we used 2 blue Tapcons to go right through this. Remember, this is a brick wall right here. Hey, let me see if we can see what's in there. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. Let me see. I don't know if my light is on this thing, but it's probably pretty dark down there. Yeah, you really can't see anything. I don't have a light in here to. So, but yeah, there we have it. So after we get all the hardware done in here, then we have to bring in a company, and they'll come in and they'll sand down the tub, and then they'll spray a new coating on it, and that's a reglazing of the tub, and it's guaranteed for 5 years, and it usually costs about $200. JR says liquid nails is no joke, but you know what's even stronger and tougher than that is the PL adhesive. And the 8X is even more of a, has even more of a grab on it. So let me see, I got it. Yeah, this is what I usually use here. I use this on my wood floor transitions as well. I mean, because it's not coming up, you know. What's up there, Warmonger? I saw him showed up. And yeah, so this is looking really nice with the 18-inch dishwasher. The only thing I wanted to remind you folks of that you're going to have to address is that, I don't know why, but the narrow dishwashers, the 18-inch ones, they're not as tall as the other ones. I have no idea why. So now I got to get another piece of wood and cut another filler strip that's going to go across like the top here so that we can mount it and all that. And you won't have this empty gap in there. So that's a problem for a lot of people. And then when you're going across a gap like this for your dishwasher, you want to have a good piece of tough wood going across the top there. And it has to be level with everything there. And that's going to help support the granite. And probably when we put the other piece of wood here on the front, that will help them support that granite there as well. So, can't wait. They told me a week to 10 days the granite will be ready. That's how you know. That's how you're bringing it home, folks, is when the granite finally arrives. And it's already getting dark. All right, so let me see if we got any other questions that came in here. Liquid Nails has a new formula. By laws, it's crap. PL is the best, yeah. A couple of times that we used liquid nails, I found it to be like it didn't cure. It didn't dry hard enough and solid enough. So all we basically have now is the microwave oven has to go up. We got to deal with all this wood that we pulled out of the old soffit in the kitchen, right? And I'll probably have to slice it up, or I don't know, maybe just put it out for bulk. I got to slice up this cardboard here for tomorrow. Tomorrow is recycle day. And let me see, I have my tool here that does that. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Some of you have probably seen it, I'm sure. You know, the video that we did comparing this one to like is this one the Works? No, this one's the Zip Snip. Yeah, the Works. And there's the other one that Harbor Freight sells. And we compared these two. But this is great because this is electronic, you know. And this just slices right through the cardboard like nobody's business. Oh, and I wanted to show you the other thing too. You know how we had that discussion about the backsplash and the tile and stuff? I have here a couple of samples of different types of backsplashes I've used in the past. So normally, my favorite one to work with here is the Schluter, the Curdy board. And what this is it's ultra light. It's like a foam, but I like the grid on there. It really helps you keep your tiles in line, gives you a good visual. And this already has, this is the water resistant fleece there. So this is specifically made for wet areas. Even though the kitchen's a dry area, you can still use this. We've used it. It works great. And then this is the other one I've used a number of times, is Dense Shield. But the thing is, these are heavy. These are heavier than heavier than drywall because they're very dense. But the gray side is where you attach your tiles. And then I guess if you needed a finer texture on the wall, you could use the yellow side. Yep, JR says, looks like you've been cleaning up, Jeff. Yep, I spent about an hour today cleaning everything up. So the reason why the Curdy panel is my favorite, even though it's the most expensive by far, 3 or 4 times as expensive, it's easy to work with, it's light. If you were going up multiple stairs, you could carry the entire shower enclosure worth of boards for that shower in one trip. You know, if you were doing hardy board, forget it, man. I'm good for one board at a time. You know, and let me see. For the drywall, we use our handles. Do I have my handles here? Let's see. Those things are invaluable. I don't have them. I don't know where they're at, but yeah, I was using them the other day. So yeah, these are your choices here. In this particular case, we're just leaving it as the virgin drywall, and it's okay to put the mortar right on it because it has latex modified thin set, and it should be fine. I'm not a fan of painting it. Some people think you need to paint the drywall first. Some people think you need to seal it first because they're saying, oh, you put that mortar on there, it's going to get it all wet, it's going to be growing mold and blah, blah, blah. But you know, it dries in a couple of hours, and it'll be cured overnight, pretty much. So I don't think you'll have any problem whatsoever with that. And a lot of people are split on that. You know, whatever works for you. The point is this is a dry area. It's not a wet area. Even though you're behind a sink, how much water do you ever really get on the wall behind your sink? You know, unless you're really, really sloppy. You know, a shower or a bathtub surround, that is a wet area there. All right, beer time, says Warmonger. It is beer time. So Eddie says, yeah, red Hardybacker and muscle it on there. Yeah, and the other thing about Hardybacker, I've used it once too, and I still have some in my garage. The problem with Hardybacker is it is so hard to cut because that tool they give you that scores it, you have to dig it in and drag it across the board like 5 or 6 times, and then you have to snap it. But if you need to cut a small piece, it is very difficult to snap a small piece. And I'm still not sure I want to go outside and cut it on, you know, on a table saw or anything because of all the silica dust. They actually suggest that you don't slice it, so. And yeah, that 1/2 inch is no joke. Yeah, so that's to me, the Curdy is the easiest stuff to work with. But the Curdy is about $35 a panel, which is 3x5. The Dense Shield is about $12 for a panel. And I forget what the Hardybacker, I don't know if it was like $15 or something like that. All of the other cement boards are fine. But you know what? I'm sick of using the cement boards too because they crumble. I have a hard time finding good quality sheets there, like when I go to Home Depot or Lowe's. So, yeah. Yeah, that's where the M12 cutoff comes in. It says Bufunga. But how good a job does it do cutting through that? See, like here I've got the Ryobi one here. I've used this a few times here this week. The problem is this wheel, it just starts shriveling real quick. And I got to hustle and get some more online because Home Depot in the stores doesn't carry these wheels, folks. So you gotta find other means to locate these 3-inch wheels. And I like the way this thing stops instantly too, man. Just boom. Yeah, so one of these days I want to get the Milwaukee one and compare the two. We'll do a tool review on that. And let's see. Somebody just asked, was there any new deals at the depot? I was in there a couple of nights ago and everything was exactly the same. There wasn't one thing worth even turning on the camera and going live for. And same with Lowe's when I went in there. 2 nights ago with my daughter. Eddie says, very low dust and just wet the hardy a bit. There you go. And Ron Berger says, Schluter's great stuff. That's my system of choice is the Schluter. I don't really like using the Curdy membrane because it's just a lot of work, extra work you have to do. Why use the membrane when you can have these panels here already done for you? You know, it's a lot less work. So I'm glad we didn't have to fully remodel this bathroom here too. I think the toilet's gonna stay. And it was so hot in there when the granite guys came, I had to set my DeWalt fan up here for them to blow in there for them. And do you expect any sales on the pack out? Well, Omar, you know, the pack out kind of sits there all year long, just like it did last year. And it's normally $279 for the 3-box set, right? And then we saw it for $249, which they called, quote, on sale, which is okay. It's not as good as it could be. But what I'm expecting is usually on Black Friday is when they drop it to $199 for the Christmas time. And then, of course, we got that one glitch. Remember, we got that pricing glitch? Where I got the 2 boxes plus the crate. Now, I didn't get it as low as Vince did at VCG. He got it for like $109. I think I got it for $129 because the glitch had ended. And they were willing to give me some break, but not as much as the glitch break. Hey, but that's okay. We all got pretty good deals on those other glitches last week. That was a Black Friday item, $50. This one I'm thinking was also. I still haven't opened up the other one that came in the pack out that I bought a few weeks ago either, you know. And Howie says it's 28 in Indiana. Man, I wish it was 28 here because it's, you know, when it's this hot and especially when it's this humid inside the building, it's very difficult to get your work done. You start, you know, your brain's not focused. You make little mistakes here and there. You walk into a room. What did I come in here for? You know, that kind of stuff. So it does make it pretty unbearable. In fact, that's how a couple of years ago when I accidentally sliced my finger there on my friend's borrowed Cobalt miter saw because it was like 100 degrees in there and the air conditioner wasn't working yet. We were having a new air conditioner put in the next day and we were cutting up wood to frame for it. And that's just, you know, at the end of the day wasn't focused and the heat and humidity got to me and I wasn't paying attention, didn't notice that the blade was still spinning. So yeah, oh, the other thing, I still got to put this access panel in. So this is going to go right around here somewhere, where behind the stove. So that way they can pull out the stove and they'll be able to get right behind the bathtub and all of that plumbing and stuff if they need to. So yeah, we're rounding third here. We're just waiting for our painter friend to come back and finish doing all that patching and painting. And the other end's 36 in San Antonio. Man, I wish it was like that. Oh. Hey, I don't mind, you know, those temperatures for, you know, when we're working, because it's that temperature outside, but then when you have the sun beating down on the ceiling, you know, all that heat and everything's coming in there. So, what's up there? Handyman Hustle. And Daniel says it's going to snow in San Antonio on Monday. Wow. See, I lived there when I was a kid for 3 years, and we never had snow. We came close, but no cigar. And I wouldn't mind seeing snow once or twice, you know. I like looking at all your pictures of snows, guys, okay, on Facebook here in Florida. You guys are crazy, man. Come on down. You won't have to shovel ever again. It'll be a distant memory, right? And after a couple of seasons, you won't even remember how to shovel snow anymore, all right? All right, guys, so I think we covered everything here of the latest update and what's happening. So I'm going to head out to Costco and see if they've got a 5G phone for me. So you guys all have a great night there. And, man, stay safe in that cold weather up north there, folks. And I want you to have a nice, productive week. And if we have any more sales or any decent deals that we find out, of course, you know you'll hear it here. We'll put it up on our community tab or we'll do a quick video on it. Can you please go live at Costco? Well, you know, they don't allow us to film. Every time I've tried in the past 2 years, they've stopped me. So I really can't. So I got to try to get permission from the CEO, see if they'll do it for us. All right, guys. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye now.